Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. It's Anthony here from IslandOutdoors.com of Island Outdoors Productions based out of Long Island, New York. Once again, I welcome you to another interactive style video we're going to be doing for you guys today. This is going to be focusing on a custom YouTube style banner. So based upon requests, this is actually a pretty popular topic right now, and it's kind of how to customize your YouTube channel to really pull in more visitors, make it a lot more streamlined and professional looking from the outside in. And we're going to jump right into it today using an Adobe product that was previously mentioned in other videos. We're going to be using the Adobe Photoshop 2018 version in the Creative Cloud. I'm going to be giving you guys a link below in the description with this file. So all you got to do is click on this file, download it, drop it into Photoshop, and you'll be looking at the exact same screen that I'm going to be talking about here right now. So once again, guys, if you have any other questions or comments, feel free to leave them in the comments section below. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and let's get right into it. Let me show you how we do this. Alright guys, so let's jump right into this. So now that you downloaded the file that I presented to you in the description below, you should see something like this. Now once again, if you don't understand how to upload a file into Photoshop, it's very easy. You're going to click on Photoshop, the main opening that you're going to be using. Once again, I'm using Adobe Photoshop in the Creative Cloud for 2018. If you're using another version of Photoshop, it's the same exact process. So you're going to open up Photoshop, you're going to click File, and then you're going to click Import, okay? And you're going to be able to import what kind of media that you want to put on. So you can actually just click from your download file on the bottom right if you're using a Mac, or you go to your download folder if you're using a Windows, and you would click that download file and drag it into the Photoshop workspace. So this is what you should be seeing right now if you've downloaded the file that's been provided in the description below. So notice that this file here is a 2560 by 1440 pixel image. Now according to the YouTube standards right now, this 1440 by 2560 image is what YouTube will recommend for your desktop view. So you notice that the layering on this photo itself is in different blends. Notice that the middle layer is darker than the outer and upper and bottom layers. The darker layer is what is going to be showing on the desktop mobile tablet view. Now obviously the desktop and the mobile view will be slightly different, but it will still retain the same shape and form. It'll just automatically crop. So we'll get into that later in the video, but let's just start with the basics. So now that you've downloaded the file, you've put it in the Photoshop workspace, you should be seeing exactly what you're looking at in the screen right now. So what we're going to do is select 3 different images from a file. It could be anywhere on your computer. I suggest you choose a HD resolution photo for the best results. So here I'm going to choose 3 separate images that were recently taken. I'm going to choose one here that was just taken by the Phantom 4 drone, and we're going to click and drag right into the workspace right here. So I'm going to drag the first file right into the workspace. So we're going to release that, and we're going to drag it over and resize it to the appropriate dimension. So I'm going to resize this and stretch it over here. Alright, and I'm going to move this to the center. I want this to be the center image. So I'm going to bring this right into the center here, and I'm going to hit the checkbox up above. So if you don't understand how I resized, you're going to go up to the first tab here, which is the movement hand tool, alright, and you're going to check Show Transformation Controls. So Show Transformation Controls is going to bring you a border around the image, and it's going to allow you to resize it, it's going to allow you to turn it, it's going to allow you to stretch the image around. So it's a really good tool to use if you wanted to angle your images and blend them in a different way, but for the purposes of this, I'm just going to leave it as a regular, natural, straight photo. So you notice in the top right, as I go up and down on the angle, it gives me the degree of angle. I want to make sure I have it at 0, 0 for a straight exact image. So I'm going to take the sides down here, and I'm going to stretch the image back to where it originally was. So let's stretch it over to here, and I'm going to hit the checkbox right up above. Let's just confirm that it's actually straight, and bring it right about here. Make sure that the tab on the right is showing 0 degree angle, and we're going to hit the checkbox up above. So then we're going to deselect. You're going to deselect the Show Transformation Controls. Alright, so now we're going to pull in 2 more images. So I'm going to pull in 2 more out images that you have on file, click and drag them in. The same exact process we just used for the previous photo. And we're going to drag it and resize. And I'm going to resize it to right about here. And hit the check marks. And then I'm going to choose another image. And I'm going to drag it in just like we did on the previous 2. and I'm going to resize it once again to fit within this tab in the middle. And I'm going to stretch it out right here, bring it out just a bit, and hit the check mark. Now, I want to bevel this image. I want to make the middle image stand out among the rest. So what I'm going to do is change the order on the right side, and I'm going to take this photo and bring it to the top. Now, you don't have to do this. I'm just going to do it just for the theme of the actual banner itself. But notice how this image will overlay the opposite two. So we're going to put this right here in the middle. And I'm going to leave this blue background for a reason. I'm going to leave this blue background just to show you how the template is used, which it just formats the middle of the template. So all you're worried about on this template is the middle section right here. So these three images were placed on the middle section. This is what's going to be shown on the desktop view. This is what's going to be shown on the channel. So let's drag in a logo here just to show you how I can add logos and overlay this. So I'm going to click on the logo. I'm going to drag it right into the middle, and I'm going to stretch it just a little bit and drop it right here. I'm going to hit the check mark once again, same as we do on the regular images. And I'm going to go up to the FX tab right here on the bottom right. I'm going to click on the FX tab, and I'm going to go to Bevel and Emboss. I'm going to click that, and I'm going to change the depth just a little bit deeper here. Then I'm going to change the size, and I'm going to hit OK. And then notice how previously I put the middle photo, and I overlaid it on the opposite two. I'm going to click on the photo once again. I'm going to do the same exact way that I just did for the logo, and I'm going to change the depth. So I'm going to change the depth, I'm going to change the size just a little bit, and I'm going to click OK. Now I want to add a white border around this photo. So I'm going to choose the FX button once again, and this time I'm going to go to stroke. So I'm going to click on stroke here. I'm going to make sure the color is white. I'm going to make it a white color. I'm going to click OK. I'm going to change the thickness, so you're going to change the size of the outside border. So I'm going to make the border just like that. And then I'm going to hit OK on the top right once again. So I'm going to change this logo. I'm going to move it just a little bit up, make it a little bit better. All right, so now this is my template, and now I have the sample over the template. So you notice that the background is still the same. We just overlaid images on top of the background itself. All right, so this is the way I want it to look. I'm going to drag in another option here of the social media icon. So I'm going to drag that in. I'm going to resize the social media icons. I want the social media icons to be right about, let's say we put them up here, okay? This is just for an example. We're going to put the social media icons right up here. All right, so now I'm going to export this file. I want to export this as a JPEG, so I'm going to go up here to File on the top left, and I'm going to go down to Export. Okay, now I could export this, save it for a web, I could save the layers, I could save it as a video. If you're going to use the video, I can quick export as a PNG, but I'm just going to go to Save As. You can use the export tool. I like to use just the Save As. It's right here, quick and current. Now, under the format, you're going to choose JPEG, JPEG, okay? So you're going to click JPEG, and then you're going to put where you want to save it. I'm going to save this right to the desktop. I'll save it to the downloads, all right? So I'm going to save it as YouTube channel art, okay? You could save it, rename it as whatever you'd like. So I'm going to save it as the YouTube channel art, and I'm going to click on Save. So notice it says there's a bunch of warnings here. You'd like to include the layers. You'd like to include embed color profile. I deselect all of these. I want the smallest file size that's available. So I'm going to click Save, and I'm going to click OK. Now notice here you can adjust the quality. So I always like to have the biggest quality. Obviously, you're doing all this work on these cameras and all that stuff. You want to have really good premium results. You want to make sure that your pictures are at maximum level. So it's going to reduce in a large file size, but it's well worth it. Click OK. All right, so now I'm going to go into my downloads here, and I'm going to have the file. I'm going to pull the file up now, and here's the file that we just created. So this is the YouTube channel art file we've just created, and now I'm going to move over to YouTube, and I'm going to upload. All right, so now that you've gone to your YouTube channel here, so you're going to go right to your YouTube page. So you're going to click on the top right, and you're going to go to My Channel. So click on My Channel. This is an example channel I'm going to be using for a client. So we're going to click on My Channel here, and you're going to bring it up to this page. So So you're going to click the top right once again under the photo icon. So there's a camera icon right here on the top right. You're going to click that, and you're going to drag the downloaded file that you just completed in Photoshop. You're going to drag that right into this space here. So it says recommended channel art size 2560 by 1440. Note that's what we previously mentioned in the earlier segment of the video. Max file size 6 megabytes, so we'll have plenty. Let it upload. Okay, so now that it's uploaded, we're going to have the desktop view, the TV view, and the mobile view. So the TV view and the mobile view all look the same here, and the desktop view is stretched out just a little bit. You can see the social media icons good. The mobile view stretches it in more. It's more of a zoomed view, so you can adjust the crop if you'd like. You can move it from side to side. You could reduce the crop and bring it over here, to the left, to the right, whichever way you decide. I'd like to stretch it all the way out. It gives you a better option when it comes to different devices. So you're going to use this gliding scale to adjust. You're going to click Devices Preview once again just to reconfirm this is what your channel banner is going to look like. Now you can do the Auto Enhance. YouTube has their own Auto Enhance feature. I like to use it because it just boosts the colors up, adds a little bit more vibrancy. And you're going to click Select on the bottom left. So once you hit Select on the bottom left, it's going to say Saving up here on the banner. And there it is. So that is our new channel template art. So we've used the file that I provided to you in the description. We've loaded it into Photoshop. We've taken images and overlaid them in Photoshop. We've applied the adjustments. We've blended the photos together in different orders. We've used the blend tool, and we've also used the FX tools on the bottom left. And we've created our own custom YouTube channel banner. So this is a basic idea of how you would create your own YouTube channel banner. Now you can add text to the left and right. You can add any kind of features you'd like. You can add the social media links. Now be aware, when you do log on to your YouTube account, you do have an option to add your website to the bottom right. So you would have a website listed here. Now notice if I went on to my Island Outdoors account, you'd see the website would be listed on the bottom right, as well as the social media links. So you'd want to keep your text and icons above that level. So I would say the safe area would be about 1 inch above from the left side of the screen. But overall, this is a great basic template that you could use for your channel art. So a 3-layer design, you can add more pictures if you'd like. You can add banners, you could add different graphics, you could add overlays. There's a lot of different options you can do with this. Now, if you wanted to HDR your image, that's high dynamic range your image, to really bring out the colors, I'm going to be showing you that as well. So just click anywhere off of the screen here if you're still in Photoshop. Now you're going to go up to where it says Image on the top left. You're going to click on Image. You're going to click on Adjustments right here. That's the second tab below the top. You're going to go over to HDR Toning. Now that's High Dynamic Range Toning. So it's going to bring out the vibrant colors of your image. It's going to take all 3 images as well as the background image and really bring out the vibrancy of those images. So we're going to click on HDR Toning. There's going to be a warning come up. It's going to say you want to flatten the document. That means it's going to merge all of these layers on the right side of the screen into one document. I'm going to click on Yes. Alright, so notice how we have a real super vibrant, saturated image here. So you're going to use the histogram on the right side. Now you can move this histogram anywhere you'd like. Easier convenience if you're dealing with multiple monitors. You're going to click on the middle of the histogram. This is a shortcut that I use, and I just drag it down just a little bit and bring it back up just a little bit here and bring it up. Now you can change the level as we go forward. Alright. So now I can adjust the saturation, bring it down. I can adjust the vibrance, bring it up. I can bring the exposure up just a little bit, a little too much. All right, now I'm going to bring up the detail just a bit. The shadows I'm going to bring up a bit, and the strength of the overall vibrancy. So as the strength increases, notice how the contrast also increases on all the images. So this is treated as one image now. So you can do the local adaptation method. You can equalize it, highlight, exposure, and gamma. I use the local adaptation. That's the recommended setting that I use for this. We're just going to click OK. All right, so now I have a high dynamic range format copy of my YouTube channel art. So I'm going to show you how that looks as well. So we can go to File. We'll go to Save As once again. We're going to go to JPEG. We'll go down to Desktop, or we can put it in the downloads again. YouTube channel art 1. Let's save this to YouTube channel art 2. And embed color profile. I like to do this on the HDR images, so we're going to make sure that's checked. Embed color profile, just so the vibrant colors are there. We're going to hit save, and then we're going to hit OK. Alright, so let's go back into YouTube. So we're going to click on YouTube once again. We're going to click on the camera icon. We're going to go to our download file. We're going to drag in the HDR image. Let's let it upload here, and we get the same sequence we've had before. Let's adjust the crop. Devices preview, can reconfirm. Hit select on the bottom left. It says saving, and now we have a HDR version of the channel banner. So the vibrancy and all the textures and contrast will vary on your device. Notice in the desktop view, it depends on your monitor. I'm using the Apple 4K monitor right now, so it's very crystal clear here. I know YouTube compresses it down a bit, but this is it, guys. This is how you create a basic channel art template that's custom. So once again, leave a comment below. Be sure to comment, like, and subscribe. If you like the video, throw me a subscription, give us a like, and I'll be posting more interactive videos as throughout the upcoming weeks here. So hope you liked it, guys. Once again, be sure to subscribe, and have a great time, and thanks for watching.